What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing yet another top 59 hole course in the world. So today we are in Mahia, New Zealand, or I also said like Hawke's Bay. Some of these international clubs have a bunch of different names and towns and whatnot, provinces and all of that. So Mahia Golf Club in Mahia, New Zealand. Hopefully I said that right. But top 59 hole. Ooh, and I'm noticing, good thing I didn't hit, I'm noticing there's a 12-mile-an-hour wind that I always try to turn off. So we're gonna go into here. I don't know why that's showing that. The breeze is none, but it's showing 12 miles an hour. Well, I guess, it's set to none. I'll check it one more time. Weather conditions, custom, breezy, maybe we'll go back to none. 12, that's right between windy, which is 10 to 12. You see in the settings here, I keep it at 5,300, 65% humidity, and 85 degrees temperature with no wind. Still saying 12, so I don't know, I guess we'll play it. Oh, there it goes, down to 0. Well, that was weird. I wonder if that's happened. I hadn't noticed that in other courses. Wonder if that was the same thing, but maybe just a little glitch inside the Garmin app there. Gonna get started using the Approach R10 behind me. Hopefully that this doesn't foreshadow some buggy shots coming up, but using home tee here on the Garmin app, Country Club Elite mat that I'm hitting off of, and I can put tees into, some 10x7 nets. So first driver swing, we'll see how it goes. Low on the club face, and I pushed it right, at least to start it. Not too bad though. Not sure if it came back a little or not, or if that was just the layout of the hole where we were aiming that line, but in any event, we've got 232 to the hole. So it's aiming us 221. Do we have anything up there? Doesn't look like much. I don't even think there's a bunker. So 240 if I really hit a good 4 hybrid, so which might come up a little long. I have hit the 5 hybrid. I usually try to play it to about 220, but I have hit it 230-ish. So I think I'm gonna do that, and if anything, we'll come up a little short. My only worry is I've roasted this thing like 235, 240 before, and I've also hit that 4 close to 250, so if I really roast one, it would be a good amount over. This would even be a little over, and then that 4 would definitely be so. I hit it decent, but I pulled that weight right. I definitely killed some yards, and as did the rough. But we gotta look at it. So 41 yards, 42. I guess I probably could have hit the 4 there. I don't know. 43 yards with the slope. This is gonna die once it hits because we're hitting up into this green a little bit. And then another 10% from the rough. So we're looking around 47, 48. I'm gonna play it closer to 50, I think, at least in my head. See what happens. A little left. Hit it decent, hopefully it's enough. Ooh. I guess my 50 number is a little too long. We're on the green, but we'll take the par to start it. Second hole, par 3. Although I guess on occasion it is fun to mess around with, ooh, right as I say that, there's a tree right here on the left, but I'm thinking on occasion it is fun to kind of mess around and have to go around trees and whatnot and a bunch of water. So far this thing looks like it's pretty open, kind of more of a link style almost, with not a whole lot of hazards, obstructions. And now it's saying 13 miles an hour on the wind again, so I don't know what the deal is with that. I didn't check after that first tee shot. I thought it would just be off, but I don't know. Well, I guess you guys will have to let me know if I'm maybe calling something that's short and it comes up long. Like this is 13 miles an hour, it's pretty strong wind. 147, down 146, so this would be, I'm just gonna hit what I'd usually hit. We'll see what happens with the wind, I guess. This would be a soft 9. That's right between a soft 9 strong pitching wedge. Generally speaking, I opt to take the extra club and swing a little bit slower and smoother. Oh, I hit that really thin. And we gotta wake up the R10. So fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't catch that one. It looks like I get a mulligan out of it. Similar swing, just can't hit it as thin. That was hit cleaner, but that was a tad heavy. A little short, not sure if the wind played a factor. Now I'm curious, now I'm gonna have to go back and look. I know I caught, there was a couple, that was a good amount ago. That was probably close to 10-15 videos ago. I caught, it's pretty soon after these setting updates, I caught 2 courses that I played that I didn't realize that the wind was on. I wonder, I feel like I'm pretty particular about those settings. I always set those the same, and I feel like I always scroll down and hit the wind, or at least almost always. I know you guys saw me do it on this one, and it's still showing 15 miles an hour. So that's kind of frustrating. If, again, as you're seeing, it should be no wind. I'll do it again one more time, I guess, for good measure, but certainly even a 5-mile-an-hour wind, a 15 will definitely play differently if this is what it's actually doing. I'm hoping it's just a glitch on screen because the settings are actually set to 0 wind, so I'm hopefully it's just showing the number and not actually playing that, but it's kind of what happens. You guys are seeing it with me as I'm playing it, so hit that one decent again, but I also pushed it right. Hopefully it comes back a little. I don't know if it will. And I definitely think that the wind affected that one, because that was more than 213. I hit that decent, which kind of sucks. So now this is going to be, that was way short. 15 miles an hour is hard to kind of conceptualize. I don't really know wind-wise that much, but I'm assuming 15 miles an hour is a good amount. So this is also going to play short left then. So 186. I mean, I guess I'll play the wind. I guess that's a step up difficulty-wise. So I'm kind of getting forced to do it, at least for this round. So 186. We're in the fairway, so there's no shortage there. That would be, not sure why. Maybe I moved it. All right, so we got 181. I'm gonna go a club up. I'm gonna hit a 190, which is my 6-iron. See what happens. That still could be, based on that drive, 15 miles an hour. That could be like 2 or 3 clubs. We'll see. Based on how I hit this, usually a 190 club. If it comes up to, or 150 rather, if it comes up to like a 150-yard shot, it's gonna be kind of disappointing. I'm gonna have to start adding like 3 clubs to everything. I caught that thin, it was low and right, so that wasn't 190, but that was probably about 180-ish, and we're at 155, so the wind's definitely playing a factor. All right, that's a good 3-4 club wind, I think, if we're playing against it. Oh, now it's back down to 0. Now there's no wind. Guess I'm gonna have to look at this very carefully before every shot. Hopefully it doesn't change right before I go and hit it, but we got 27 yards, down 1, so 26, plus another 2 or 3. Maybe someone at Garmin's messing with me mid-round, switching the weather settings around. Going 56, I'm gonna try just a little bit less than a 30-yard shot here. That should be decent. relatively straight, a tad left, but whew, almost went in. And it was just a tad left. We'll take that all day though. I feel like and would hope I would have noticed the wind if it's doing, see now we got 17 miles an hour to the right. I would think and I would hope I noticed that on other videos I've recorded if in this similar time frame. I guess I'll have to go back and check the tape. I mean, it's putting us that way. I guess I'll try to go up and over this tree. We're even, so we got a decent score, but with this wind anything can happen here, especially if it's switching in between shots and whatnot. I'm gonna try to draw this one more so than usual because it's gonna, if I slice one, it's gonna go off the map with a 15 mile an hour wind going right. Oh, that was low and left. Assuming we caught a tree, because I only went 140 yards. Alright, still got the wind on. 177. So we're going to have to aim left. That might not even be enough. We're going to have to aim there. It's going kind of with us. It's going like up to the right. So 177 to up 2. So we're looking at 179-ish, 178, plus another 17 or 18, so that's 187, 188, like 195. But that wind, 17, I'm gonna go, just had a 6-iron in my hand, I'm gonna go 7 because of that wind. Although it is going right, that's gonna help us and add some distance. Hopefully this doesn't go 2 to 3 clubs long off the back right, but I have a feeling it might. I took down 1 club, so I guess it should only be maybe 2, 3 clubs, not 4. Ah. That was heavy, low, and left. Alright, we got 31 yards, we're in the fairway, no slope, but that 17 mile an hour wind is still on, so I think I'm going to try for like, maybe like a 27-ish yard shot. Usually I kind of have like 5-yard increments in my head, so I'm going 30 but a little bit less because of that wind. Pulled it a little left. We're on though. Grab some Gatorade. Fifth hole, par 4. We're +1 now. We're hitting into an 18 mile an hour wind. Oh man. I'd assume, by the sounds of it, 18 miles an hour sounds like a lot, so this is probably going to make it. So if I hit the other one decent and it went, what did it go, like 215, this might be like a 200-yard shot, even if I hit it good. Club twisted in my hand, that was low and left. Not horrendous, but that wasn't good. I don't know, tough to tell on the wind on that one. I could have easily been 220 from how I swung that, but that also could have gone longer. Still got 18 miles an hour. We got 211. So I guess Normally I'd probably hit a 4 iron here, maybe even a 5 and come up 10 yards short because I hit it better. But because of the wind, I'm gonna go 5 hybrid, which is like 220, 230 if I hit it good. We'll see what happens. Low on the club face, kind of right. That one might have been close. So I don't know if, again, I'm just seeing the number on the screen and it's not playing into effector. Maybe it is on some shots and not others. I didn't hit that one great, so that could have been closer to that number, but I don't know. This is kind of weird, kind of frustrating as well. Trying to practice, but you don't know what you're actually doing, especially with an 18-mile-an-hour wind. So 37, down 136. I guess let me know, guys, if I'm not sure if the Garmin updated or something and I didn't know. Could have been like an automatic update kind of thing. I guess let me know if you've seen any of this. This is kind of weird. This is the first time that I can remember. Other than me, I thought I just didn't turn the wind off, like I mentioned. So 36 yards, plus we need another 3 or 4, so we're looking right around 40-ish. I'm gonna go 52. What's this wind doing? Right into the wind, so that might knock it down. I would assume similar to on course, although you hit the wedges higher, the wind doesn't affect it as much with shorter shots, kind of like putting, even though an 18-mile-an-hour wind, I feel like you would feel that on the green. But I hit the wedges higher, which you get higher up into the wind, which affects it more, but there's not as much distance as opposed to like a longer iron or a driver. That was a bad swing. And we got lucky. Sixth hole, par 3. 19-mile-an-hour wind, so it says, from right to left. So, I mean, I'm gonna aim right. We'll see if this goes off the map left, depending on how I hit it. I need 210. Gonna go 5 hybrid again, I guess. Just kind of messed with my club selection. Gonna go slightly choke down, a little bit slower, smoother, just in case it's not actually affecting it on this shot. Bad swing, but it should roll out. .21, no slope, plus another, call it 2 or 3, so we're looking at 22, 23, but we got that stupid wind again, allegedly. I'm gonna go 60 degree, see what happens. Pulled it a little left and I kind of popped it up. Seventh hole, par 4. 20-mile-an-hour wind. I guess we're gonna aim up here to the right. Decent swing. It was kind of low and it started right. Not sure if that came back just a tad or if the wind carried it, but either way, we've got 79 yards, no slope, plus another, call it 7 or 8. So we're looking at 87-ish, 86. I guess I'll aim just a tad right because of that wind. Should be about 3/4 52 here. I pulled that left. I think we caught the green somehow. This wind is messing with me in the back of my head. I don't know if I pulled that one left, so that's how it actually went, or if that I pulled it left and then the wind took it even further left. Alright, we're heading into a 20-mile-an-hour wind allegedly. Hopefully this is just a weird one-off thing. Again, I haven't seen it, but if this becomes a pattern, or if I notice it happened in the past, this is going to be something that Garmin addresses, unless I'm just doing something wrong. That was hit a little bit better. Still low on the club face, and that should turn over towards the left. Alright, we're under a tree, but I think we're past it. It looks like there's another one. There's a smaller one right in front. We've got 221 plus another 20. No wind this time. I feel like we might have seen all three here. It's showing 0 with no wind affecting it. It's showing the wind and actually the wind affecting it. And then showing the wind and not affecting it. I'm going 4 hybrid, usually a 240 club if I hit it clean. I may catch this tree regardless. Just a straight top. I literally almost missed that entire ball. Good job, Garmin, on that one for picking that one up. So, now we're right under a tree. 187 down 2, so we're looking at 185 plus call it another 20. We're at 205. Gonna go 5 iron. Hit that decent, but I pulled it right, or pushed it right. "28 yards, no wind, allegedly. 27 with the slope, so this is gonna roll out a little bit once it hits. Plus we need another 2 or a 3, so we're looking right around 30. Gonna go 56. I'm just thinking, pretty frustrating. I know you gotta keep it in perspective somewhat because it's a $600 unit. It's a budget launch monitor compared to others that are out there, but you come out here and you try to get better in practice, and for me specifically put it on video for you guys to see, but it's frustrating when you come out here and you don't know what you're gonna get out of your launch monitor sometimes. Straight, but I popped it up a little bit. Seems like Granted, the first, I would say, half of the videos that I made were all like the with the old settings, and I was also out here hitting in dirt, so it kind of is what it is. I was adding 2 clubs, and that was pretty consistent. And then they came out with the updates that you guys have been seeing me play as of late, and now we got wind again. You guys have seen me playing, and that seems to be pretty good for the most part when I can change the settings myself and dial it in. But honestly, you would think, again, I know, keep it in perspective, but you pay $600 for a unit and invest a bunch of time and energy and whatnot, and even money into the setup. You would hope Garmin would be able to figure things out on their own with the algorithm wise, so you can kind of just plop it down like all the other units that, from what I know, you kind of plop it down and you get real good as advertised numbers, plus or minus 5 yards. But it seems like there's so far a lot of tinkering so that you still need to do with it, and even when you do tinker with it and you think you have it figured out, there's bugs like this and the wake up and some other things that I'm sure some of you users have experienced. Not the end of the world, not the worst thing. Obviously it's still, in my opinion, a good deal, but if it's fixable problems, you would expect them to get fixed and corrected in a relatively timely manner. Popped it up into the right. So, we're +3 after all that. Not too bad. See if we can finish this off here. We got 123 left, up 3, so it's going to kind of die when it hits. So we need 126 plus another 12 or 13 because we're in the rough for the 10%. So we're looking at 138-ish. I'm going to go slightly closed down pitching wedge. On course, full pitching wedge is right around 135-ish. So if I hit it really pure, which doesn't usually happen, but if I hit it really pure, I could get 135, 140. Kind of calculating and assuming that that's probably not going to exactly happen, so close down the club face just a little bit, so if I hit it even a little fat or whatnot, it'll come closer. And that was really thin and right. I think that was generous, but we'll take it. I guess it could, now that I'm thinking of it, be just a glitch within this one course. I don't know if that's the case or not, but this is just putting us back to the first hole again, so we're gonna look at the scorecard and call it there because it's a 9 hole. We ended up with a +339. Not too bad, all things considered. So from Mahia Golf Club in Mahia, New Zealand, we hit 3 out of the 7 fairways. We'd like to be at least 4 or 5. 4 out of 9 greens in regulation, closer, but we'd like to be 5 or 6. And then 16 putts, not too bad. Getting closer to that 1.5 putts per hole, which you want to be at, or ideally for me, ultimately want to be closer to 1 putt per hole. So that's the wedge shots. We ended up going 3 pars in a row, 2 bogeys, 2 more pars, bogey, and then a par to finish it. Yeah, kind of weird. I guess I'm gonna have to go back and look and see if the other videos, any other videos were like that. I guess I'll have to do some more testing and keep an even closer eye. I thought I had the wind thing figured out, but I guess I'll have to keep a closer eye on it in the future and see if I can determine if it was actually playing a role or if it was a glitch, or I don't know. Kind of frustrating, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.